Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture. He's Phil Chambers from WhatCulture, and we are here with what went down at the 2020 Royal Rumble. And I feel we should probably apologise straight off the bat because mine and Phil's voices have been ruined by a lot of things that happened.
We've been shouting
in the men's Royal Rumble match. You might be able to guess what it is. Before we run through what happened on the entire card, I suppose we should do the headlines. Charlotte Flair won the women's Royal Rumble match, last eliminating Shayna Baszler.
So close.
And Drew McIntyre not only eliminated Brock Lesnar by claymoring his head over the top rope, wouldn't you feel proud if you predicted something like that, but also he won the men's Royal Rumble match, last in eliminating Roman Reigns in a match that also featured Edge. But we will get to that. We'll start at the very beginning. On the pre-show, we had Sheamus defeating Shorty G in a short and, by all accounts, a bit of a crap match, and Andrade defending his and retaining his United States Championship against Humberto Carrillo. But let's move on to the main card. We started off not with a Royal Rumble match, as many people anticipated, but with the Roman Reigns Baron Corbin Falls Count Anywhere match. And this was fine. It was the usual stuff. They brawled all over the Minute Maid Arena.
Minute Maid, yeah.
Minute Maid Park, I think it might be called. But the biggest thing we need to take away here, apart from the fact that Baron Corbin got tipped over in a Portaloo.
And there wasn't any blue goop. As we've come to understand that blue goop lives inside there. Not anymore.
But is it fair to say the best bit of that match wasn't involving either Roman or Baron?
Yes, 100%. Obviously, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler got involved, and then the Usos came out to even the score, and they were brawling around for a bit on the outside. But there was just this camera angle where, one of the Usos, I can't remember which one now, was brawling with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and then from out of nowhere, down comes another Uso, like he's falling on top of the cameraman to just take them out. And it was just the best shot.
So good.
Thing. He just came out the corner of the screen, dived on them from dead on high, and they ended up doing some other schmells around there.
And then the finish was Roman Reigns spearing Baron Corbin on top of the whole baseball dugout thing that they've got. So,
which was a bit weird. It was a okay start. It was a fun match. It wasn't anything to go right home about.
I felt like we thought that Roman was going to win the men's Royal Rumble, and we thought to get the crowd on side, they were just going to have Roman go around and sort of greet everyone, basically, because he was just going around and high-fiving everyone. But yes, he won the match. The feud with Baron Corbin, who knows if it's bloody over.
It better be over.
Corbin cut a promo later saying, I'm going to eliminate him from the Rumble, and didn't, although he did eliminate Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the most WWE decision I've ever seen. Yes, let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match first, though. Number 3 or 4, I think, was it? 3 was Molly Holly.
To my mind. Molly Holly was there. Get in. So was Bianca Belair, came out as number 2. Alexa Bliss was number 1. Bianca Belair had a hell of a showing in the Royal Rumble. She lasted about 33 minutes, I think it was. And she got 7 or 8? 8 people she eliminated. And she now holds the record for the most amount of women eliminated from a Royal Rumble. But yeah, she had a great showing.
Can we talk about Otis yet, please?
Yes! Obviously Otis was there, but we didn't actually see him until this fantastic bit where Mandy Rose, I can't remember who did it, but Mandy Rose got dumped over the top rope. She kind of landed on the apron a bit awkwardly and then rolled off, and you just saw her roll off in the background into nothing, and you're like, oh, is that it? Is that Mandy Rose has been eliminated? And then it cuts to this other camera, and lying on the floor with his belly out, obviously, is Otis, and he'd just been lying there waiting for her to fall on him, I guess. I don't know. It was great. I loved it. It was so good.
It was absolutely spectacular. We also had a return for Naomi in the match, which was really enjoyable. Big old
the
hair.
Best hair ever. Fantastic.
We had Kelly doing a stink face, so enjoy seeing that doing the rounds on social media.
Charlotte.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix, we don't know what happened, but she basically became a redhead in that match.
I think it was something to do with Bianca Belair and the turnbuckle we were seeing in the comments, but we didn't really know. But yeah, she was bleeding a lot from the back of her head. We should say Mandy Rose as well got eventually eliminated by Sonya Deville. Accidentally punched her, but then Otis caught her, and it was all good. But then someone else chucked Sonya Deville out onto them both, and they all fell down into the floor. So there'll be something said about that on SmackDown.
There's a lot of exciting people popping up in this match. Loads of NXT stars. And Mercedes Martinez.
The vast majority of it was NXT
Tony Storm. It was just a really, really well...
Yim.
Yeah, really, really well booked. Xia Li, sorry. Just
Candice LeRae.
So many great appearances.
It was a great Rumble match. It really, really was. Really well paced, really well booked. Just loads of really good moments for every single person in it.
As anticipated, Shayna Baszler came out at number 30 and just ruined everyone, didn't she? She just chucked people like Zelina Vega over the top rope, choked the life out of them, and then just chucked them off.
And just down.
And we figured, well, that's the way it's going to go then. Beth Phoenix turned on Natalya, which we were all very happy about. But it came down to Charlotte Flair and Shayna Baszler. Charlotte was on the outside of the apron. There was multiple spots where she was getting lifted up and got her legs on Shayna's shoulders, and you thought, oh, they're going to do the old schmoz there. And they did. And then Charlotte reversed an attempt from Shayna Baszler to eliminate her and eliminated Shayna Baszler to win the Women's Royal Rumble. The general consensus, we have to say, here and in our comment section was boo.
Boo, boo,
I think most people are fine with it. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You've got intriguing matches you could book with Charlotte.
I think people were just thinking the merits of having Shayna Baszler's debut on the main roster be winning the Royal Rumble would have been absolutely incredible, and then the story that you could take that through to Mania. But the match itself was absolutely fantastic. And
you've got some matches you can do. You can obviously do Charlotte versus Becky, Charlotte versus Bayley. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is the match I would like to see personally.
Yeah.
But who knows? Charlotte's won. Shayna Baszler, it's disappointing, but you know, she wasn't embarrassed in there.
Yeah.
And there's ways, I suppose, you can book her into a title feud. Right, let's move on and talk next about the match that followed it. Bayley versus Lacey Evans. Danger here, I suppose, is that everyone was going to be exhausted after that women's match.
Yeah, especially with the finish. Like, the crowd weren't hugely into Charlotte, let's say, in that end of that match. And then for Bayley to come out straight after this is a very, very tough spot. But I think they did really well with the spot that they were given. They put on a match pretty much what you would expect. Nothing special about it. Not bad by any means.
No.
Finish came when Lacey Evans did a pop-up moonsault thing, really, really nicely done. And then Bayley got her feet up and kicked her in the face from it, and then rolled her up. But grabbed the tights to do it. So Lacey Evans still looks a bit strong coming out of it. Bayley still looks heelish. It's all good.
Next up, no red light. It was the Fiend.
Yes!
Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan in the Universal Championship strap match. We all went into this saying, I think, there's mixed emotions when it comes to the Fiend, and I still love his character, to be perfectly honest. But the lack of red light and the intrigue of the strap match, and the fact, of course, more importantly than all those, that Daniel Bryan is involved in it, made this a really entertaining little match, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. They whipped the crap out of Daniel Bryan with that strap. He had so many welts, not over just his back, just all over his body he got whipped. But yeah, it was a good match. You're limited in strap matches and I guess with Fiend matches as well, but it's probably the best Fiend match so far.
I genuinely...
Not to say it was amazing or anything.
I genuinely bought at one point that the Fiend might tap out.
That's true. Yeah.
The strap just in his...
It was just nice being able to see. It was really lovely. And what was the finish?
The finish was his mandible claw thing. He'd been trying it, and Brian got some near falls with his running knees and stuff, and as I mentioned, that near submission. But eventually, kind of what you would expect, the Fiend gets him in that mandible claw, grabs him up, choke slams him down,
still holds
him down. 1, 2, 3. The Fiend is still your Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Although my highlight for that entire match, aside from Daniel Bryan just being awesome, is the referee holding up the belt at the beginning, which has just had the Fiend's face on it. Like, this is what you're fighting for, lads. Next up, Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Arguably the toughest match to call on this card.
Yeah, this definitely could have gone either way, and there's really good storylines that you can go either way with this. Obviously, Becky Lynch coming in, not having beaten Asuka before, and that was the sort of big driving force behind it. Really, really good match, though, I thought they put on. Probably, definitely the best singles match on the card.
Yes.
Again, it was just everything you'd expect from these two. Asuka's brilliant, isn't she? She's just fantastic.
Kairi Sane deserves a mention on the outside.
Yeah, it's the little cheerleader for Asuka. She is like the Sami Zayn of the women's division, but she's just so good. Like her facial expressions and everything, she's so entertaining.
Becky Lynch had to fight out numerous times from Asuka's submission maneuvers, but in the end, you could have kind of called where this was going in terms of there was going to be some sort of misting spot, considering how much Asuka's been using it. But a bit of a tangle with Asuka, Becky Lynch, and the referee. Referees turn round. Becky Lynch turns round. Looks like Asuka is just setting up to miss Becky Lynch in the face and cost her that Raw Women's Championship. But Becky Lynch kicks Asuka in the stomach. The mist goes everywhere. Asuka's face is an absolute picture. And then Becky Lynch managed to get her in the disarmer for the submission victory. And a little nod of acknowledgement as
Respect,
Becky Lynch left.
yeah. And just like, okay, yeah, we did it. We got through it. And we're like, finally got you. There it is. But yeah, just Asuka's face at the end of it, just like covered in the green mist, just
it's a great visual.
Pissed, like just so angry. It was such a good face. And
Should
then
we move on to the main event?
Yes,
Main event of the evening.
the men's Royal Rumble match.
So we all knew that, of course, Brock Lesnar was coming out at number 1, and he just from sort of 2 to 10, he just got fed people, didn't he?
Just Elias came out with his guitar. He cracked Elias with the guitar. He didn't hit him with the flat side. He hit him with the side with the frets and the strings and the pointy bits. Why, Brock? Leave the poor guy. And he got mullered out. Who else got thrown out?
John Morrison in about 5 seconds.
John Morrison, yeah. Kofi Kingston and Big E came in, and Rey Mysterio as well. And you thought they were going to gang up on him for a while, but eventually he just chucked all them out as well.
Brock Lesnar tied Braun Strowman's number of eliminations from the greatest Royal Rumble within like the first 15 people.
There was literally 14 people who come out and he'd eliminated 13 of them. Keith Lee came out.
Oh, that was a showdown I enjoyed.
Braun Strowman. It got to the big beefy boys section in the middle.
Yeah.
It was Brock, Keith Lee and Braun just beating the crap out of each other.
MVP! We should mention MVP at a little moment. I mean, it wasn't very long. He chased Paul Heyman around and then Brock Lesnar got his hands on him, basically.
But then eventually, whatever number it was, Drew McIntyre comes out. They have a good little brawl between them, but just Drew's, like, the intensity on Drew's face, he had like one goal on his mind for this, and it was so good. He claymored. Well, we should say before this, Brock was selling like a beast for him.
He was like a tomato, and then, just as it looked like, okay, here we go, we're going to get Drew and Brock really throwing down, Ricochet just kicked him in the bollocks. Just kicked him square in the dick, which Daniel Bryan had tried, we should mention earlier on in the night against Bray Wyatt, quite a lot. Which, you know, would be a weakness for a monster. So yes, Ricochet kicks him in the bollocks, and Drew McIntyre, straight out of my dreams, claymores Brock Lesnar over the top rope. Brock sold like a champion. He didn't move on the outside for about 3 entrants.
And the way he flew out of the ring.
The bit where
brilliant.
Drew's done that, and you're like, but you may have seen our reaction. It was rather excitable, hence the voices.
WCPW knocked out Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble.
But then Drew McIntyre picked up Ricochet, threw him into about the 4th row, whilst watching Brock Lesnar.
He threw him so far. Just hurled him out while staring down at Brock.
Bye.
And it kind of reset, so Drew was doing kind of the thing that Brock was doing, but Drew was doing it while staring down at Brock for every single elimination.
I remember we were watching it, right, and one of us, I think it might have been Gareth, said, yeah, it's kind of simmering down right now, isn't it? And then literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you think you know me. Edge.
And that's when our voices went completely
Edge
done.
is back. His sort of
so
weird,
good.
haggard face looks so good. He got pyro.
Yeah.
We all
just his face during his entrance.
I thought he was going to cry at one point.
I
was going to have a single tear fall down.
So good.
And he hasn't missed a swore there. Now missed a step, has he?
And it was great as well. We got a rated RKO reunion. Him and Randy Orton teamed up for quite a lot of it, and then it got down to like the final 5, I think it was, when Randy was still there. Was it the final 4?
There was a bit of a question mark over AJ Styles' elimination. From what we've read, AJ Styles was injured as opposed to it being a sort of botch or Edge messing up or whatever. And because it looked like Edge didn't think he was going to throw him out, but it looked like AJ was just like, I need to get out of here, mate.
And then the rest was immediately on him, so we're hoping AJ Styles is okay.
So we had Roman Reigns in the final 4, Drew McIntyre and Edge and Randy Orton, who had just eliminated whoever was the penultimate one before that. It's completely escaped my mind.
I can't remember.
We should quickly mention, I mentioned earlier, Matt Riddle being eliminated by Baron Corbin in the most WWE thing ever. He was in, he was doing his thing, we were all so excited, and then Baron Corbin went, Not having any of that around here, mate. See you later.
Been in for like 40 seconds or something.
So disappointing. But I suppose this isn't his year,
Yeah, there'll be other years for him.
and probably Brock might have had a word with Baron Corbin
Yeah.
backstage after the altercation he allegedly had with Matt Riddle. But anyway, final four time, as I said, team rated RKO, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns.
There was a great bit when Randy Orton was sneaking up behind Edge and he was like gonna RKO him, but then Edge caught him out the corner of his eye and was like, no, like we team up together and we take out these two first. And then as soon as Randy's back was turned, Edge grabbed him, hurled him out of the ring. He's like, yeah, you don't do this to me. I've been doing this too long for you to get me like that.
Wonderful back and forth subsequent to that with Edge and Roman Reigns. They're both teetering on the outside, and Roman Reigns just manages to knock both Edge's hands off the ropes.
Yeah,
he goes tumbling to the outside, which, to be honest, whether or not you were going to have Roman or Drew win, you kind of had to get Edge out of there because the fans were so behind him, and there was a danger of the fans.
The last two.
You were danger of the fans turning on Roman Reigns. But when it got down to the final two, the usual several teasers of people being eliminated,
No,
and I
weren't they?
think by far and away, as much as this wouldn't have been, was it 2015 Royal Rumble when everyone hated Roman?
Oh yeah, it
when he
wouldn't have
won?
been anything near that.
There was, people would have preferred Drew to win had Roman won. I doubt you would have had that many complaints, but in the end, Drew McIntyre won. Drew McIntyre eliminated Roman Reigns, claymoring him and then throwing him over the top rope. So, as if you needed any more excuse to put Drew McIntyre into the main event of WrestleMania, not only has he eliminated the WWE Champion, who thought he was going to run through 29 others, he has won the Royal Rumble match, which gives you a championship match at WrestleMania. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll challenge The Fiend and also fight Brock on the same night. I think it's possible now because I love Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, 100%. But whatever it is, Drew McIntyre is going to your main event of WrestleMania. WCPW Heavyweight Champion just won the Royal Rumble. Oh boy, he did it.
And he did the 3, 2, 1 Claymore countdown during the match as well.
It's Drew's year, baby. This is it, finally. Finally.
We've sort of speculated on it so long. I suppose another big takeaway here, just to wrap up, is the complete lack of Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Because we were all like, okay, obviously Cain Velasquez is going to be in it, Roman will probably win it, but maybe we'll get a nice spot for Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
The opposite of all that happened, and yet here we are, Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
I can't believe it. He's
So
going,
happy.
hang on.
So happy.
That's where he's going. WrestleMania, baby. Credit to WWE. We've moaned over so many years about the Royal Rumble and who they've picked.
Yeah.
And sometimes, hey, WWE, you are right. Right, let us know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view and where on earth we go from here in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Going to be lots to discuss based on this over the next few days. Plus, you can let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions for the news in the morning on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. And whilst you're there, follow both of us. You can follow Phil at
Phil My Chambers.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. I'm going to go and gargle some water or something.
Yeah, I'm going to have a real long drink.
My throat is ruined. But the big takeaways here, Edge is back. That's mint. Charlotte Flair won the women's. Drew, I still can't believe I'm saying it.
I know.
Drew McIntyre won the men's Royal Rumble match.
He pointed at the sign and everything.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I said. Thanks to Phil. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Brutalize!
Bloody love the Rumble.